Hey everybody, it's Azus, and I'm doing World of Warships. It's probably been, oh god, like 4 years I want to say since I've uploaded a video on this channel, but recently I've been really enjoying this game, and well, I felt like I would start making videos on it because I really do love this game. I think it's fantastic. Um, and yeah, so I'm gonna be in the Yueyang, and it's gonna be a domination game. I'm starting the game off, heading towards the alpha capture point. And I really do like the Yueyang. I feel like it's sort of a jack of all trades sort of destroyer. It's pretty much a gearing, but I feel like it's a little bit better because well, the deep water torpedoes can be well, they're kind of a double-edged sword, really. They obviously they can't hit enemy destroyers, so if you are contesting a cap with another destroyer and you're both smoked up and you can't see each other, then you're sort of at a disadvantage because he can send torps at you and you can't torp him. Unless, of course, it's an enemy Yueyang that you're facing. But on the other hand, you can mount the radar consumable, which I pretty much always take. I feel like its radar is very strong on a destroyer. Uh, it makes it really good at contesting caps. So I'm gonna be heading here. St. Louis has popped up, and there's their Fletcher. And oh yeah, sorry about the replay. It's probably gonna be a little bit buggy. I don't know why, but we'll just have to put up with it a bit. I'm pretty sure it gets better. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'm firing AP because he's turning broadside, or he was broadside, and now he's turning out. So I switched to HE. If an enemy destroyer is broadside, AP is the way to go. They're gonna eat pens, and you're just gonna end up with more DPM on top of the monstrous DPM that this ship gets. So we're gonna leave them around 2,000 HP with the support of our team there in the back. And so earlier what I was saying about how the Yueyang is basically a gearing, so it does have deep water torpedoes which have a ridiculous low detection range of 0.8 kilometers. You will not dodge them at all. If you are against the Yueyang and you're playing either a battleship or a cruiser, you you can't rely on trying to dodge them when it's too late because you're not going to dodge these torps. There is no way. And there's a Fletcher. Unfortunately, he does go undetected because my radar just expired. So he's gone for now. We will see him again soon. But as I was saying, uh, yeah, the deep water torpedoes, uh, you really can't be sailing in straight lines. You need to constantly adjust your course. And that can be usually said for no matter what destroyer you're up against, whether it's a Shimakaze or a Gearing. I mean, you can dodge those torps, but if you're just sailing in a straight line and you're not changing your course, you're not changing your speed, doesn't matter what ship you're in, you're still gonna end up eating a torp or two. Except maybe a Minotaur, or of course another destroyer. But yeah, and with this ship, when you're against battleships who just don't want to feel like trying to avoid torpedoes, they're going to pay the price. But anyways, so we're doing work here at A. We just got our first kill on the St. Louis. And the Fletcher, well, he's off, so I pretty much have this point to myself. There's this enemy Montana up ahead. Unfortunately, he's still alive. Oh, there's a Fletcher again. I did hit 2 torps though, so that should hopefully get this guy low enough for the rest of my team to take care of him. Our Montana's pretty much coming into a knife fight with him. Uh, but he does have the support from our team. And there's Torps on him. And now he's down. So right now, I spec my Yueyang for gunboating. I don't take the torpedo module. I take the main battery one, and I don't take the torpedo captain skill that gives it 10% reload. I I prefer speccing it into a gunboat because these guns are ridiculous. The torps, I feel like they're already good enough. I like to be flexible. I like to contest caps in my Yueyang. I don't want to play this like a eBay Shimakaze. I don't want to rely only on my torpedoes. I want to be able to hold my own against enemy destroyers. And with the torpedo modules, you just feel like you lose a DPM. So I prefer the main battery modifications. But as I was saying, the beast reload of this ship is 3 seconds. Yeah, 3 seconds. And so with the main battery module, it gets it down to a nice 2.6. And my adrenaline rush is kicking out, so you can kind of see it's around 2.2, 2.3 seconds. So my DPM is monstrous. As for the torps are very nice, but I like to be aggressive with my Yueyang. I want to contest caps. That's why I bring radar. Pretty much most of the time, I can win 1v1 against most destroyers. Assuming it's a fair fight. And with destroyers, it's never really a fair fight because your teammates are going to play a huge role in supporting you. But for the most part, the Yueyang definitely holds its own in one-on-one gunfights with destroyers. Exceptions being, of course, the Khabarovsk. An enemy gearing can work you down, definitely. I'm pretty sure the gearing has a bit more armor, so it might not eat as much HE damage, so the gearing does have that going for it. But one thing the gearing is at a disadvantage is that the gearing sits very high in the water compared to the Yueyang. And yeah, this curve first, driving in a straight line when you just saw Yueyang around here, yeah, I don't know about that one. And it doesn't really help that he was YOLO rushing it. Yeah, as before I was saying, the Yueyang sits a lot shallower in the water than the gearing, so the Yueyang is sort of harder to hit than a gearing. And I don't own a gearing, so I can't really speak for it, but this ship eats a lot of module damage. I definitely recommend taking the first captain skill that gives you minus 30% chance to damage modules, because when you get into a 1v1 with the destroyer, even if you kill him and you come out with half your HP, your ship is going to be pretty much fucked. Your steering, your propulsion, probably your torpedo tube is gonna be knocked out. It just eats so much module damage. And last stand is pretty much a necessity on this ship, as well as the propulsion modifications on the upgrades. If you don't have those, you're going to be very sluggish because your propulsion will 100%, I can guarantee you, your propulsion is going to be knocked out every single fight you get into with a destroyer. So I would definitely recommend getting that. But enough about the ship. Let's focus on the game. So you can see there in the chat, I was kind of getting a little pissed at the Yamato for trying to chase that Montana rather than trying to push this advantage, get the B, or cap the B point, and then start making our way towards Charlie. So that Yamato's pretty much, oops, sorry about that. Our Yamato's pretty much putting himself out of the game at the moment. Because the enemy in Montana went unspotted. He's not an idiot. He's not gonna try to fight the Yamato, who's pretty much on full HP if I'm correct. So that Montana is going to be around for a while. So I don't know why the Yamato was chasing him, but hey, random battles. So I'm trying to capture the B point because we are at a massive disadvantage. We're only one ship behind, but the points lead is definitely there. The Z-52 was getting chased by our Minotaur. He smoked up, so I popped radar so our Minotaur could start finishing him off. I don't really want to shoot here, and the Z-52 there popped Hydro for a split second, but thanks to the spotting mechanics, no one saw me, so no one's going to be shooting at me. But as for my ship itself, didn't render, so I'm in no trouble there. So I finally captured the Bravo point. I'm looking to move towards Charlie. I cannot cap Charlie. There's way too many. Well, I mean, the rest of their team is all pretty much in that one spot, with the exception of these two Montanas. So right now, I'm just gonna try and move over there, see if I can get any torps off, or possibly do some spotting. I'm not gonna rush into Charlie because, well, there's a Nizumo on 57,000 HP. And the fact that Charlie is pretty much cut off by those islands along the 7 line. So right now I'm just playing passive, trying to do what I can for my team right now, trying to spot anything, and that's when this Baltimore pops up, and the Baltimore does have radar, so I'm trying to make sure I don't accidentally get into range. So I'm trying to turn, get some torps off, possibly, and then get my ass out of here. Because if he pops radar, I only have 6,000 HP, and at that kind of range, I'm a dead man. Seeing if I can get any torps off, but as this course looks, it's probably not going to be very good. Of course, the torpedo indication, it's never something you want to rely on. It's speculative, really. He'd be a fool for sailing in a straight line because our Minotaur is firing at him, and Minotaur eats cruiser broadsides. So there's the enemy Minotaur, and this is where I kind of make a huge mistake. I'm getting awfully close to this guy because I assumed that he would have just stopped in the smoke and started shooting, but it looks like we got radar from maybe the Minotaur. I'm not sure how he was spotted since he was in the smoke. But I popped my radar just in case, and like I said, I made a mistake here. I got too close to him. I started taking fire from the Baltimore as well as the enemy Minotaur, but luckily he's finished off pretty quickly, and I really only lose about 3,000 health right there, which is still pretty drastic amount for a destroyer. Destroyers obviously don't have a lot of HP, but you want to make sure that you can savor as much HP as you can as possible, because late game, once you know, there's only a few ships left on each team. If you're the only destroyer and the enemy only has one destroyer, it's probably gonna come down to a fight to the death. So you want to try to save your HP as a destroyer. You don't want to make too many risks. Risks are fine as long as you're doing something. You don't want to waste your HP in a destroyer for no reason. Obviously, you want to make sure you put it to good use, whether it be getting a cap, killing an enemy destroyer. I don't mind losing health as long as it means that my team has a better chance of winning. I like to try and play for wins. pretty much desperate for kills at this point because there's no way I'm going to capture Charlie. The enemy Montana, he was still on the northwest side, and now he's finally gotten to the alpha capture point. So right now, I'm just trying to get my torps off so we can hopefully kill a few ships and get back, or pull back a lead, hopefully. At the moment, it's not working out. It's not looking great. We're now down two ships. Our team's all spread out. We're not really in a position to support each other except for me and this Minotaur. Yamato can also give us some support, but he's busy with the Izumo, or I can't see what the ship is, but he's occupied with that battleship in the northeast corner. So I hit 3 torps on the Montana, but it's not enough. He's still got 27,000 HP, and me and the Minotaur are trying to do what we can to take this guy out, but the smoke's disappearing soon, and our Minotaur has to leave, and he eats a huge hit right there. He was at, I think, like 26,000 HP like 2 seconds ago, and then the Montana just gave him a good old broadside and made quick history of him. This is where I make another huge mistake. But at this point, I mean, they have less than 60 points to win, and none of our team is even in remotely close to any of the enemy ships to try and bring this back. At this point, it's pretty much impossible to win. There's nothing I can really do at this point. And yep, I'm down. Luckily I was able to get my torps off and finish off that Montana, but well, a 1-for-1 trade when you're down ships isn't exactly worth it. That's pretty much it. This game ended up being a loss. Unfortunately, I do not have the post-game result screen because I'm an idiot. Didn't realize it didn't save or showed the post-game stats at the end of the game. But 183,000 damage on a loss. Pretty unfortunate, but yeah, you can't win them all. Yeah, so that's it for this video. I'll probably be doing more of these pretty much just whenever I feel like I have a game worthy of sharing. Also, I do stream some games on Twitch. I'm by no means a good player, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, and see ya.